Hey, good morning everybody. It's Jay Norris, Director of Safety. I've got our Deputy Commissioner and Chief Engineer Paul Degges with us today. Want to talk with you guys about our transportation, our infrastructure, and why it's important that we keep going. I've got Paul here with us. Paul, would you mind explaining that to us?
So the coronavirus is really presenting something that's really unprecedented in modern history. We're used to dealing with hurricanes, tornadoes, ice storms, other types of natural disasters, but this really is a lot different. And I think that similar to these other disaster events, that we've got to understand the importance of transportation in keeping things moving, allowing the goods and medical supplies, food, toilet paper. We've got to keep that stuff moving to allow people to address the situation. Governor Lee, all of the other governors have talked about how do we deal with recovery and how do we deal with the immediacy of the ramp up in the positive test of the coronavirus. So a lot of the stuff that we've got going on a daily basis is critical to that. So certainly keeping the roads open. We do have crashes are still occurring. They're down, but I know just yesterday here in Nashville there was an 18-wheeler full of cement laid out across the interstate, closed the interstate. We've got to have our resources out there keeping that open. I think one thing that a lot of people didn't really realize was the importance of our rest areas. With a lot of the restaurants closing down, the trucking industry is out going across the country. Just having good, clean restrooms is important. And so that's part of the snapshot of things we need to do in the short term here to keep the roads open and to keep these medical supplies, food, and again toilet paper, making it into the system, into the network for people to be able to deal with what's going on right now.
Right. So in the short term, we're working through this recovery of the virus, but there could be a longer term economic recovery where we've got to continue to be on point and be in delivering this as well, right?
Right. So one of the things that the economists tell us is that every dollar you spend in the transportation arena reflects it's a multiplier of around 6 times. So when somebody buys a yard of asphalt or a ton of asphalt and they ended up that company takes that money and they pay their employees. The employees spend that back in the economy. So that money gets reflected through the economy. So that's one of the reasons that you see a lot of times when there's an economic downturn that there's a big push for spending on infrastructure, because first of all, we're behind, the infrastructure is needed, but it's such a good way of running money through the economy that you really get just so much in way of return on that. The money doesn't go out of the country, and it's really much more locally. When people are building a project in your community, they're spending money in your community as well.
So we have the operations piece we're continuing to work hard on, but the project development piece will be coming quick.
Exactly, and so one of the things we can't do, if we have a big delay in not working on projects, that same delay is going to end up showing up in trying to, when things do get better and things get out. So to accelerate the recovery that Tennessee needs and our country needs, we're going to need to have these projects moving as quickly as possible.
So TDOT in my career, we're as young as we've ever been. And we've got a young staff. We've got a lot of new supervisors out there and managers. Is there anything you'd want to say to our young supervisors out there?
Sure. Well, I mean, not just our supervisors, but to all of our employees. While we're talking about the importance of keeping the goods and services flowing, keeping projects moving for the economy, we can't do that at the risk of our employees getting sick. So one of the things that we've pumped out to all of our supervisors is some good information on how are you supposed to deal with the various issues that the coronavirus is presenting to us. So first of all, we put some specific information out through Jay's office on, how do you wash your hands? How do you take a pair of gloves off if you've already been using to clean stuff? Trying to put some definitions out there of the various type of cleaning, from just general cleaning to sanitation, all the way to a deep clean. Trying to put information out there and put tools in those supervisors' hands to where we can make sure that we protect our staff resources. One of the things that I think you'll see coming out that we're going to be working with staff on is what happens if we have a work unit that gets the coronavirus and can't come into work. I think we've got some tools in place now to how we isolate those areas, but we've got to be able to backfill that work product as well, but we have to do it safely. So I think that the information that's coming from human resources, that's coming from safety, I think that is a critical role or a critical tool for our supervisors to see, so they can look at these situations and be able to react to them and make their employees feel safe.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of folks out there working hard right now. Is there anything you'd want to say to them to wrap up?
Sure. So first of all, we have appointed Jay as our Corona czar, if you will, to try to be able to have that central point of contact to all of the different issues that are coming in with regard to Corona. But I really want to say that from the TDOT family, we want to make sure that you're safe. I know that these are trying times, but we have a real opportunity to help the people of Tennessee get through this and get through it positively. In the end, I believe that Tennessee is a resilient state and that we'll recover from all of this in pretty short order. But I just wanted to make sure that staff knows that we're here to support you. We've got your back on things, and if you need anything, just push those questions up, and we'll get responses to them all to help resolve any issues and concerns that y'all have.
So y'all, that's it for today. Thanks for clicking in. Remember, we work safe for the foremost important people in our life. Have a great day.
Thanks.